against the Celtics as they tip off the NBA in-season tournament. It's 79 degrees at 2 o'clock time in Temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
Welcome into Helmets and Heels. It is a beautiful Wednesday afternoon here on the First Coast. Earlier today, Liam Coen met with the media in about 30 minutes. Trevor Lawrence will. And I don't think anyone's going to ask Trevor, do you throw too fast of a football?
Yeah.
But obviously,
are you the problem?
Yeah, are you the issue? But obviously, with the fact that Jakobi Meyers landed earlier today, the Jags posted that social video of him, which his Duval to me sounded like he might have been a little jet lagged, which we totally understand that feeling coming from Vegas recently. But yeah, this football team, it feels like we know they're injured, but it feels like they have a quiet confidence about them, even though, yes, I understand they only won by 1 point in Vegas.
Yeah, I feel like they're still on that, we're figuring out what kind of team we're going to be. Are they a playoff contender just because they're 5-3, and I know where they stand in the standings, but are they? I don't think we totally know yet. I mean, look, It was a good win, it was a good win, but it wasn't a great win. I mean, it was just, but a win is a win, and we'll take it. But, keep it in perspective. I still think, we haven't seen their best football, which is a good thing. Mm-hmm. Both sides of the ball, really, if you think about it. We haven't seen their absolute best.
The question is, do you?
Will you? Yeah, right. No, you're right. It's a valid question. So I think going into Houston, even though they're banged up too, like this is you got to win this game, man. Let's bury them. Let's get them out of the way in the division, and you'll be ahead of them as long as you stay ahead in the win column. But this is a game that will show us where they're at still. Yeah. I don't think I don't feel confident saying, oh yeah, look at what we did. No, it's like, okay, good. You took care of business. Now you got to go out to Houston to take care of business.
Yeah, and I think, too, the way that it's happened this season makes you even more so, what is this team? Because early on, obviously, it was the defense and takeaways, and they were playing good. On third downs, defensively, you were good. Offensively, you weren't as good, and you weren't as good in the red zone. It's almost flopped in the recent weeks. Even with losses, those numbers look a little bit different than they did the first 4 or 5 weeks. So I think injuries factor into a lot of that things, but you're also beat up on the offensive side of the ball too, on top of the defensive side of the ball. So if you're using that, then you're kind of looking at it both ways. But I do think that you've just seen two different teams at different points of this season, as in a defensive physical team and then a more offensive being able to make some big plays when you need it.
What if they put it all together?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. If you do both of those, if you can make those two things click at one time, this can be a very dangerous football team. We just haven't seen that, and now you're almost halfway through the season.
And they should be confident because you are 5-3 and you found a way to win. I mean, that's a certain level of confidence to be like, all right, we did it. We gutted it out and found that way. Now we're celebrating a victory instead of a loss, and now we got to keep it going. So how do we keep that going? And that'll be the test.
Absolutely, and that's what I was going to say is I don't know that I'm necessarily that confident yet, but I think they are confident with the way that they've been able to win some of these games on the road against the 49ers, which is a good football team, especially when healthy, beating the Chiefs here in Monday Night Football. And yes, the Raiders aren't a great football team, but the Raiders are a team that does have talent, right, on both sides of the ball, and you get the win, absolutely. And I think Cam Little, somehow, some way, obviously, he was named today AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. If they had picked someone else, I would have been mad. But I feel like for some reason, him getting back on track is a huge part of this team winning or losing. And it shouldn't be about the kicker, but it feels like a little bit of it is.
Yeah, I think that the kicker, I know, it is. But that's
We've
been
always
kind
been
of
good at kicking, though.
the special teams in general when it comes to we talk about Logan Cook, Ross, and the kicker.
And before that, Mike Hollis and Josh Gobi, Josh Lambo.
We didn't run through the kicker. They were just really good kickers.
But then you're seeing some...
I know.
I love Money Mike, but he wasn't the centerpiece.
He might argue that. Okay. No, and I think even special teams outside of that, you're seeing some better things when it comes to Trammell and the plays that he, what he's done, Parker Washington, and when he's returning. So you're seeing positive things on that side of the ball, like I said, but you want to see all of it at one time. When you're watching the teams, the good teams that you feel right now you would name as the best teams in the NFL, they're ones that throughout the season, even if maybe early struggles. Right now, you're like, okay, this is the Baltimore Ravens. This is what the Ravens look like when they're healthy and they're hitting their stride. This is what the Buffalo Bills look like. This is what the Eagles look like. That's what good football teams look like. When you're hitting that week 8, 9, 10, they're on that trajectory of this is the best, one of the best teams in the NFL. Now that's where they have to see this moving forward.
Yeah, and the kicking the record beforehand. I mean, that was awesome. Right. I mean, of course, I like I said yesterday or the day before, that 48-yarder to me is a real big one to tie it. And the reason I look at it like this, I'm like, because we're gonna need that. Like there's gonna be a game. It may be this Sunday where our offense just isn't whatever, and you're gonna need your kicker. He's got to come through. He's got to be clutch. And I'm glad it looks like Cam Little's getting back to that, because that 48-yarder is wicked clutch. I mean, you had to have that in order to just tie it up. And man, he nailed it right through it. So it was, look, I'm glad he's back on track. And I do think that kick kind of jump-started.
I think
it did momentum for sure. It sparked momentum for him. So, hey, whatever. We'll take it however we can get it.
Imagine that 68er like in the first round of the playoffs to win the game. Like imagine that, and you feel like Cam Little is that type of guy, can do it. There was a couple games where you were like, what is going on? Because this isn't the kicker. This is a guy who in high school and college didn't miss. So there was something mental, some sort of mental block. Looks like he got rid of that. So hopefully that's going forward, because to Tommy's point, this doesn't seem like a team right now that's going to massively outscore an opponent. So you need that kicker to come in.
And let's that 48-yarder, remember, it was a bad snap, and Logan had to get it together real quick, and his swing was the same as before, and boom.
Think about it from the Vegas perspective. Their kicker misses one extra point right after they score the first touchdown, that's Daniel Carlson. And
that's the
that
tie.
Extra point, obviously they could have kicked it at the end of the game, or at the end of overtime, in order to tie. They elected to go for 2.
Technically, they could have won with the field goal. I mean, an extra point at the end.
Correct, exactly. And they wouldn't have had to go for 2. And so that's where that kicking game definitely matters. In 2022, the spark I felt like at times.
Here come the kickers.
Josh Jakobi.
I didn't even realize what was happening.
Here they come, the Cavalry.
I was going to say in 2022, Jamal Agnew provided a huge spark for this team. And so sometimes it can be special teams. But since Josh has dialed up the phone, let's say hello to Josh Jakobi.
How are y'all doing?
Josh,
how are you leaving a golf course somewhere?
I'm driving past one, but no, not right now. But hey, listen, y'all talk all this kicker stuff. I happen to be in the car listening, so I had to call in and disagree with Tom. He says, the team doesn't run through the kickers, but let's look at NFL history, and the top probably 75, 80 scores in the history of the NFL are kickers, and kickers get the best looking chicks, by the way.
Melissa is a very attractive woman.
Thank you.
He's like, I did a great job.
But
listen, I'll put my wife up against anybody if that's what we're talking about. I mean, I'm a meathead linebacker, but she's hot as well, so, whatever.
Well, good-looking chicks like dudes that score. That's all I'm going to say.
There you go, bud.
There you have it.
There you go. One of the best to do it, no doubt.
Josh, how did you feel about Cam Little when he was starting to miss? What were your thoughts on that?
I mean, I wasn't worried about him at all. Obviously, whenever you miss 2, 3 in a row, or 3 out of 4, whatever it was for him, I mean, as a kicker, you start to lose a little bit of confidence in yourself, but sometimes it just takes one kick to get you right back on track, and that's what he did, and it just happened to be a pretty amazing kick. So, I wasn't worried about him, and I had group chats of people asking me, like, is he done? Is he finished? I'm like, what are we talking about? He's super talented, very, very strong leg, and he's going to be here breaking a lot of records for a long time.
Josh, were you watching Brandon Aubrey line up to tie Cam Little's field goal Sunday night?
No, I was not, but I'm really glad he didn't make that kick, even though I'd never root against kickers, doesn't matter who you are, because it would have been really bad if Cam only has that record for like 24 hours.
Josh, from your vantage point as a kicker, do you see when the snaps are messed up ahead of time?
Yeah, you do. I mean, some kickers, whenever you're set up and, getting ready for the snap to come, some kickers will look at the snapper, and most kickers look directly at the holder. And I'm pretty sure that's what Cam does, is he looks at the holder. But typically you can see it in your peripheral if the snap is a little off when it's coming in. And, I mean, Logan did an amazing job because that, I mean, I've heard y'all talk about it and different shows talk about it. But Logan's, I mean, that hold was perfect, even though it was really close to, you know, something bad happening. And Cam did a great job of sticking with it, because a lot of times whenever you get a bad snap, the kicker will kind of flinch or freeze, and then it throws off your rhythm. So, I mean, that credit goes to Logan. And, I mean, that's the first off snap that the best snapper in the league has had in a long time.
Hey, Josh, I've never asked you this. How do you kickers feel about the PAT being moved back? I mean, it used to be just a chip shot. Is it still a chip shot from 33 yards or whatever it is? How do you guys feel collectively about that?
Well, number one, we do not use the term chip shot because that's derogatory, inflammatory, and every Tory towards kickers.
Those darn
because we don't talk about that. It's the same as using the S word in golf. You don't say that word. But, you know, whenever they changed the rule, 10 years ago, that was my last year in the league. And, you know, we talked about it at the time. I mean, it's kind of strange how they make the rules easier for quarterbacks over the years, and then they're trying to make them harder for kickers. But it just goes to show you that the kickers are getting so good. And so eventually we're just going to have one post in the middle, and if you hit it, it counts for 5 points. And if you miss, it's like, okay, 0 points.
Yeah, so all the double doink guys will be
perfect.
Oh, yeah.
in hog heaven.
Exactly.
Absolutely. All right, Josh, what do you think about Jags-Texans on Sunday?
I like our chances for sure. I mean, I think the Jags are the type of team that if they put it all together, they can win. They can win, by at least a touchdown. But whenever they play the goofy ball like they have been, it's still close. Other than the London game, it's still going to be a close game. And, recently against the Texans, we've had very close games. So I even if C.J. Stroud doesn't play, I still see it being a close game unless, Trevor puts together a good game, no turnovers, no goofy stuff like he's had this season, but I still like our chances.
Sounds good. Well, thanks so much for calling, and call anytime you want, despite what Tom says about you.
Well, thank you for letting me vent. I appreciate it.
Anytime. We appreciate it, Josh. Always checking in on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. All right, more to do on the other side. I want to ask y'all, what is the strength of this team? I feel like the word identity is more for the offseason. Now that we're 8 games in, let's figure out what the strength of the Jacksonville Jaguars is. Yeah, you get a few minutes to think about that. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on Tintinix on 92.5 FM.
Make Monday an extension of the weekend by talking football all day.
Oh, you're good.
We'll take apart the top games, key plays, and controversial calls from the weekend. Post-game Monday, served by Dandy Foods on 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Green Law Group Studios.
Craving tacos? Take advantage of the amazing lunch specials at One Night Taco Stand. Get bold flavors and bang for your buck with the Taco Trio. Choose any 3 tacos for just $10.99. If you're looking for a Taco Tuesday special every day, then look no further than One Night Taco Stand. 3 Jacksonville locations: Mandarin, Orange Park, and Southside at Bay Meadows.
This is Niall Lawrence Stample, national champion and owner of NLS Cleaning. Fall is here. That means events, holidays, and gatherings. And we are your commercial and residential exterior cleaning experts to make sure you look good. We handle pressure washing, gutter cleaning, windows, and paver sealing the right way. Let us get your home or business looking its best before guests arrive. Call us at 904-708-8802. That's 708-8802. NLS Cleaning, championship service every time.
Hey, Tommy Mack here for Duval Glass. When it comes to glass, you don't want average, you want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow, mirrors cut exactly to your style, fogged or broken glass replaced, decorative tabletops, windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote today. There's only one name for glass and mirror on these parts, and it's Duval.
Join 1010XL as we cheer on the home team at Pour Tap Room, downtown at Laura and Forsyth. Enjoy the game on 2 floors of 80 self-pour taps, 15 TVs, and a giant projector. Sunday at 1 at Pour Tap Room.
Yo, it's your boy E to the T here, and I know that getting into an accident is stressful, but getting the proper care doesn't have to be. That's why I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. Even if you're at fault, your insurance covers you. And remember, you have the right to choose your own doctor. Even a minor accident can cause whiplash for years if it goes untreated. So don't wait. Call the auto accident experts at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Your recovery starts today.
San Jose Collision is hiring for an automotive detailer and porter. If you're detail-oriented, dependable, and love working with cars, apply in person at San Jose Collision in Mandarin. Valid driver's license required.
Duck Duck Rooter is a full-service plumbing company. They can handle any plumbing project, from clogged drains, water heater replacements, septic to city sewer conversions, backflow testing, lift stations, large-scale re-pipe jobs. They really do it all. Duck Duck Rooter has highly skilled technicians that will solve your problem right the first time. Check out their reviews on Google and give them a call. Servicing both commercial and residential customers.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community, and now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okefarm.com. That's OKEfarm.com, the farm at Okefenokee.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. I love Hello Smooth Med Spa, my go-to for skin health and beauty. Their biggest event of the year is November 19th, National Botox Day. Huge deals, local vendors, and it benefits Make-A-Wish. Don't miss it. Visit hellosmooth.com for more details.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Fake.
Tom McManus, Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Taylor, is this one of your songs?
I don't think so.
No, Tom, is this one of your songs?
I can't really hear it for some reason.
Who is this one, RJ?
I believe this is Limp Bizkit.
Oh,
so this is
this
definitely a Tom McManus song.
Once that happened, I should have waited for the vocals. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks again to Josh Scobie for checking in since we were talking kickers. All right. So what is the strength of this Jacksonville Jaguars team? They're 5-3. We all know how the season started with the win against the Panthers, and everyone thought, well, that's an easy game. To the most recent win at the Raiders, what we thought might be an easy win, probably preseason, but then by the time we got into the season, we all knew that was going to be a tough game for the Jags to win, but they toughed it out, physicaled it out. So what is the strength of this team? Taylor, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I have to say the run game. I feel like that's the only thing to me, even, and that has worked the whole season. And I think the reason that you saw a little bit of drop off was more so it wasn't getting leaned into. We talked about that, the unevenness of how many times Trevor was throwing and the amount they were getting carries. I just think that's the one thing to me that each game that they've used it and leaned into it, it's worked. And I feel like it's been the most functional part of the offense. You're not seeing them fumble. You're seeing that both of them, and I'm talking about Bashal Tootin and Travis Etienne, doing really good things and leaning into their strengths, which I think we've talked about the perimeter runs with Etienne. We've seen Bashal Tootin up the middle and kind of between the tackle stuff. That's what we talked about so much preseason of this. These two backs can be really good in those areas. And we saw what Liam Coen could do with the run game in Tampa last year and how much it helped so many other things. So I do think, to me, that's the one thing that I feel like has been the most consistent, and that when that is on, when they're doing that, everything else seems to flow a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think Etienne carried this team Sunday, man. He really did, and I agree with you. I'm going to go somewhere different just to make it different, but they would be my pick if it was offense, defense.
Okay.
I think our linebackers are a strength of this team. I mean, we missed Devin Lloyd. There's no doubt about that. But Ventrell Miller's a quality guy to go in there and make some plays. Aluakin, I mean, every time you watch that game, all he does is make tackles. That's all he does. That's all they talk about. Tackle machine, tackle machine, tackle machine. So he's had a good year so far. So I think the running back room and the linebacker room are probably the two biggest strengths of this team right now.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, I'm going to say kicker because we just talked to Josh Jakobi. No, I think it should be wide receiver. And because they're banged up right now, I can't go wide receiver. I also think it could be tight end. If Brenton Strange was here, I think the tight ends have actually been really impressive. But because of all those things, I agree with Taylor. I think it's how this team can run the football. But to be a little different, I'll say it's the play caller. It's Liam Coen. And we did see, I think, a few games against the Seahawks and the Rams where I didn't think his play calling was as good as it could have been. I didn't think it's shown as much as it could have been. But most of the games this year, and certainly most of the ones, or not all the ones that they've won, what Liam Coen has done play calling wise, and like I told y'all yesterday, I love the Wildcat with Etienne.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
And we know that Liam Coen is going to have more creative stuff. We saw the one kind of pass from Etienne to Trevor to BTJ that was incomplete. I don't need a trick play every quarter, obviously. Yeah. But that's the kind of stuff that when you're a good play caller and you know what your team can do and you incorporate that stuff throughout the week, I love to see that. My guess is they couldn't throw that kind of quirky stuff in because they probably hadn't gotten the base part of the playbook down.
Yeah. I don't know if they do yet.
And
either.
hopefully they do at this point, but I think that's why we were seeing all those
illegal.
preset,
we still are.
Yeah, penalties and things like that. So that I feel like we're going to start seeing a little bit more creativity from Liam as the games go on.
I do think too, when you talk about Liam Coen's offense, part of the reason that maybe we haven't seen, because even when they were winning, there were games where I was coming in and being like I just still felt like you abandoned the run at certain times when you should have leaned it more into it. But it makes me think about that screen game and how important that was, and they haven't been able to execute the screen very well here. We talk about some of that being Trevor and the incompletions, whether that's drops or going over someone's head or whatever the case, miscommunication. We've seen all different things be reasons for that not working, but that's such a staple of his offense. How much does he have to change things because that wasn't working for the first 7-8 weeks?
Yeah, I felt like Sunday he got back to some bread and butter plays for his quarterback, and I think we need to see more of that, those easy button routes and throws. There were about 7 of them on Sunday, and they were all completions, and they were all really good throws and really good routes and good catches. I think that, the creative side's great. I mean, obviously he'll creativity to me from either side is as the game's going along. How are you figuring out how to stop? Are you going to use the pass, you use the run, you're going to pass first, run, how are you going to do all this stuff? Occasional, trick plays cool. I think when you do them too early, it's a little like you're desperate but at the same time, if that kick starts your offense and it works, it's got to work, then it's a great thing. But I like the fact that he, A, leaned on Etienne a lot, B, he did go back to those bread and butter throws and routes because there's not a lot of thinking. It's just like 3-step, balls out, put it in the right spot. He'll run the route, and boom, we got a completion. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
The deep out, I said it with Bees here, to Diami, that was like one of the best throws he's made. I mean, not just where he put it, the timing, the velocity, like it was just just beautiful, and even the one to Brian Thomas Jr. that I mentioned. So those took a little bit longer, but they were on time, and you don't have to think too much. You don't have to scan the field to figure it out. Yeah. It's 1, 2, 3 and out. It's 1, 2, 3. I'm talking about drop steps, right?
Right.
That third step, throw it, fifth step, and then throw it. So I think as he gets back to that, throwing in the run, then get creative, then do the screens, you can really keep a defense off balance. But I do think, like we're talking, it starts with the run game. You got to have a strong run game.
For sure. Now imagine Trevor being able to throw the ball over the middle, the receiver catching it and not being afraid to be hit. And that is what I think
Jakobi brings.
Yeah, I think Jakobi Meyers.
You better watch what you say, man. I mean, if he throws him into coverage, we'll see how Jakobi feels about that. When he's going to get his head taken off.
But Trevor's not the only quarterback who throws.
They do say that's his strength, is he's one of the receivers, not to get hit. He looks for hits. I've heard people say, in terms of Jakobi Meyers, he's not afraid of that. But, yeah, I mean, we've got to see him with Trevor Lawrence. We haven't seen that. But I do think that it does when you talk about the easy button throws, when it comes to those intermediate midfield that you just really haven't had since Strange has been gone, that easy weapon who is going to catch it there. I do think Jakobi Meyers adds that. Yeah. A lot of people, I heard someone talking to a hacker last night, and he was saying he's played, which we mentioned, the 50-50, almost 50-50 slot and boundary through his career, but this year has played a lot more slot with Vegas. So I could see that being more of the situation here, and I do think that helps them.
Yeah, listen, and Parker had a great catch over the middle.
Oh, yeah.
And it was in traffic. Diami was in traffic, but he should have caught it. I don't think he was afraid to get hit. I just think it bounced off his hands. He couldn't grab it. So, look, whatever. If Meyers can come in here and really be that much of a difference maker, that's fantastic. Strange has got to come back. We need him more. I mean, Long, Hunter, that drop you had. I mean, that's 6. That's your 3rd touchdown, your highest ever.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know what happened to you, man. But, you got to bounce back from that, forget about it now and move on. But I like seeing him more in the red zone.
Yeah.
He's a big target.
That was your first money win of the season.
That was.
He's stuck on 2 touchdowns at this point in time. To your point, that would have been his 3rd. Yeah, so Ryan O'Halloran and Demetrius Harvey were 2 of the reporters that got to chat with James Gladstone today during availability, and his quote was this, the general manager: "You think about where we're at in terms of volume of drops, what's Jakobi's superpower? It's not dropping the football." So again, I'm not saying Jakobi Meyers is going to be the key that unlocks this offense. I'm not necessarily saying that, especially considering he's only going to have been here a few days before the game against the Texans. But I do think that they recognize that the drops are an issue. They acknowledge that. They found a guy who is hopefully not going to drop the football, and that is going to be something to where Trevor can throw it and not have to worry about his guy catching it.
Yeah.
If the drops were all on the wideout, I'd agree with you, but they're not always on the wideout. And so he's got to put the ball in the right spot.
Yeah, and they obviously are not saying it's all on the receivers, but because there have been several drops, they lead the league in drops. So let's find someone who doesn't drop the football.
And I do think you talk about with Jakobi from last year to this year. It was Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell last year, and then Geno Smith in a not very good season this year, and you're still seeing him perform. So you would hope that with Trevor Lawrence that you would see a little bit more.
He had 3 quarterbacks the year before that when he was with the Raiders.
Right,
by the way, Adam Hill is the reporter that joined Tacker last night from Vegas in order to chat.
Yeah, he was great. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it because it was really good and a lot of different stuff on the type of person Jakobi Meyers is too, and I love that type of off the field stuff.
Yeah, he's a hard worker for sure. Yeah, he's going to bring it. There's no doubt about it. I just want to see it. That's all. I want to see all the catches. No drops at all.
All right. Well, Liam Coen met with the media earlier today, so I want people to hear what he had to say about Jakobi Meyers and did his relationship with Edgar Bennett, the receivers coach, help with this move?
Yeah, that is extremely helpful. Just knowing the person first and foremost a little bit more from EB, and just the professional, right? Knowing what you're getting from the preparation standpoint, the practice habits, and then obviously the player.
Jakobi Meyers and Diami Brown are 2 different receivers, right? But I think what they were hoping to get with Diami is that veteran presence and the ability to show the other guys kind of how it's done. And I'm not knocking Diami. It just feels like with this move to trade for Jakobi Meyers yesterday that they needed another veteran wide receiver in that room.
Yeah, that, and look, we thought with Diame, the speed, you know, I mean, you put the three out there with Travis and Diame and Brian Thomas, and we're like, wow, this is going to be hard to cover. And it looked good for a while, and then it just kind of faded a little bit. So I think with the injuries and just with everything, you know, even the drops, because, you know, we are leading the league, they grab a guy that's known for sure hands, and that, you know, is a pro's pro, which is good. Hey, there's nothing wrong with this move whatsoever. I don't care about the draft. I know people are like, I would have given up fourth. Who cares? It doesn't matter to me. As long as we win this year, I'd give them all away.
I also think some people enjoy being angry at this football team. Like that, it makes them happy, even though they don't necessarily realize it. But they love being angry at the Jaguars. And I don't know what to say to those people. The team has a winning record right now through 8 games. That's all I can tell you. We can reevaluate what the general manager's done after the season.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I think sometimes it's just the history of it. When you're let down over and over again by a team, it's easy to fall into that. I do also think some people you've seen the 1 years of, okay, this year was great, and then everything crumbles. And I think fans are now starting to be like, okay, can we build past that? And as Jakobi Meyers helps for this half a season, but then you have a contract deal that you have to figure out after that. And people are already thinking there rather than in the moment, which it's easy to do. It's easy to get wrapped up in that when you have the history that it's been here in Jacksonville, unfortunately. But I think you just have to have fun a little bit sometimes and be like, it's a sport. We're supposed to be having fun watching this. And I know a lot of times it's depressing, but right now you have a winning record and you're coming off a win with the chance to you're right in your division.
Draft him in your fantasy draft.
That helps you.
I don't know.
Absolutely. And be happy. All right, a couple more from Liam Coen on the other side. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you.
Hey, fellow Floridians, it's Ben.
And Brianna Smith. We are foodies who love sharing recipes online.
And trying new cooking techniques on our new natural gas stove.
He loves his precise temperature control on the heat.
Yeah, I also love saving money and using less energy.
Oh, watch that flame.
So, we love to be in control.
Now earn up to a $300 cashback rebate for installing a new energy-efficient natural gas range or stovetop. To learn more, go to peoplesgas.com/rebates.
Hey, do you like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. And get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win, baby. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Do you have numbness and tingling in your fingers, or wake up at night and have to shake your hand? Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari, and at Bari Orthopedics, we have a myriad of treatments that can possibly help you. If you have numbness and tingling, you may have carpal tunnel. We have cortisone injections, PRP injections, and shockwave therapy that may help treat the numbness and tingling that you have. We also treat it surgically with endoscopic carpal tunnel release, a 2-centimeter incision that will release the nerve and have you back at work and doing what you want to do in life in no time. If you have numbness and tingling in your hand, give us a call at Bari Orthopedics or log on at bariorthopedics.com.
It's holiday season and it's not too late to find the perfect spot to celebrate with your team. Fourscore is a place that brings the energy, where great food, craft drinks, and unreal vibes meet cutting-edge full-swing simulators. Don't play golf? Do not worry. With over 40 interactive games, Fourscore has something that everyone will enjoy. Perfect for company outings, birthdays, and even private events that go beyond the ordinary. With locations in historic San Marco and centrally located Gate Parkway, Fourscore is ready to make your next celebration unforgettable. Hit the easy button and book your event today at fourscoregolf.com.
Hey, Hickett here for Zero Res. It's Thanksgiving time, man. But listen, don't deal with the toughest gravy, cranberry sauce, or pumpkin pie disasters. Let the cleaning freaks do it. Get back to clean. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $149. A 4th room free with a canned food donation. Ideally, a full bag of cans, not just 1 or 2. Also, take $75 off your air duct cleaning. Call my friend Zero Res right now, 28757, or go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and say you want the 1010 special. Zero Res, spelled backwards and forwards. It spells the same. Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for a limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
When plumbing problems strike, don't settle for just any plumber. Make the superior choice with Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. We don't just fix leaks, we fix them right. With honesty, fair pricing, and innovative solutions that can save you thousands. From camera inspections of your pipes to trenchless pipelining that repairs cast iron pipes without tearing up your yard. We go way beyond the drip and clog at Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. No gimmicks, no upsells, just superior service every time. Make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Tom McManus, RJ Sunners, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. By the way, we had the stat during the summer, Tom, that the Jacksonville Jaguars running backs last season had 0 receiving touchdowns. Yeah. For all of 2024, the Jaguars running backs had 0 receiving touchdowns.
I thought because Etienne had like 10 touchdowns, didn't he?
Last year?
Was it last year or 2 years?
I think it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
But he definitely had 0 receiving touchdowns. And I kept leaning into the fact that Liam Cohen's guy, Bucky Irving, or no, it wasn't Bucky Irving, it was the other one, Rashad White. Yep. He had 6 and was tied for the NFL lead, and that wasn't even the main guy in Bucky Irving. And so to this point, Travis Etienne has 1 receiving touchdown. So I feel like, and Bashal Tutin has 1 receiving touchdown. They've already have 2. Yeah, they've already gotten 2, and there's still 9 games left to play.
I do remember that was because we did like our bold predictions or whatever, and yours was that because they had 0 last year that they'd end up, I don't remember if you had a number or just that they'd end up having multiple, something like that. But mine was that Etienne would have the season that he had back in 2022. So I feel like that's good. At least we're seeing positives in some of that.
Yeah, that's listen, you call those screens in the red zone, and you catch them off guard. That's when those backs can really do some damage. We saw Tutin that was a great play call.
It was.
Remember, he motioned them out and then just turned them around. He had 2 guys in front of him. You're like, okay, that was pretty good, and went right in. I like to see more of that. Get down that red zone and actually get in the end zone.
Well, here's Liam Coen on whether or not Travis Etienne has exceeded his expectations.
I've always really, thought he was a talented player, but the physicality, I think, is maybe something that I'm not saying I didn't see it before. I've seen it. I just think it's impressive in person when you see a guy like on the 4th and 2 speed option be met by the safety at the line to gain and just shoulder down, kept going forward. He falls forward a lot more. I think there was a few he kind of stumbled on in the game a little or got tripped up. He wanted to stay on his feet and get some more, but he falls forward a lot more for, I guess you could say more what people have maybe in the past called him a scat back or, a back that's more in the pass game or outside on the perimeter. I think he's run between the tackles pretty well for us this year.
Yeah, I want to tell you one thing you notice about Etienne. Remember early in his career, he used to get absolutely lambasted at the end of runs. Just taken out, and you'd be like, and then he'd get right up. Nothing happened to him. Be like, man, you were taking these shots, but he's delivering some shots. He's been very physical, up the gut, breaking tackles. Man, I can't say enough about Travis Etienne. I know we've been saying it, throughout camp, coming in, it was all tank. Think about that. Like Tank was getting, and maybe this rookie, and they grabbed another rookie. And what are we going to do? We're going to keep 4. Are we going to keep 4? We're going to keep 3. ETN's got to be the guy. They got to be shopping him, right? All he did was go to work, man. That's all he did. And he's been playing outstanding. And you need him to get more care, everything, touches, carries, whatever it is. Get that ball into Travis Etienne Jr.'s hands, man.
And great ball security. I think that's one thing also when you talk about early in his career. Obviously, he missed his entire rookie season, but his sophomore season, his second season, that was an issue.
Yeah, I think he had like 5 fumbles that year.
Right, and I want to knock on wood. Tom, get close to your head. But I want to knock on wood because that hasn't been an issue for this team at all. And we talked about Bashal Tutin's collegiate career and how that was a problem.
Yeah, and then right away in OTAs, we saw the fumble right away from him, and we were all like, uh-oh, here we go. But yeah, that, for, again, knock on wood, that it hasn't been an issue with that group. You want now to the other part of the offense in the receiving game to start kind of stepping up in the areas of not the drops and overthrows and penalties and stuff like that, because that's when you talk about having to change a game plan, and we were saying maybe like the screen pass was not being able to do that altered things, but also constantly going backwards because the penalties alters your game plan also. And so some of those things kind of leveling out a little bit, I think will help the offense a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, look, the penalties are still there, but not as much. It feels like a little bit better.
Moving on up.
There was a couple last week, that took away some really big plays. The one hold on McCary,
he's the most penalized guy on the team.
He had to do it. I mean, that was when Max came inside, and he
was saving Trevor at that
He would have
point.
had a kill shot.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have killed Trevor. So he had to yank on him.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you don't mind holding as much as the illegal motion, illegal shifts, delay of game, right?
Right.
Like
That-
you don't
for
want
me,
any penalties.
I
but
mean-
there are ones that happen in the course of what's happening around you environmentally.
Yeah.
There are the other ones that's a lack of focus or a lack of discipline.
Typically, you hold because you're out of position or you get beat real quick
Right.
and you're trying to regain. I mean, everybody holds.
Right, you just hope
Defenders
they don't
hold.
call it. Yeah.
DBs hold. If they get beat a little bit, they yank a little. I
Sure.
mean, it's just part of what they do. But
they
I mean,
had 80
look,
yards.
those penalties. Listen, you can't have those either. You have a big play and then holding. You're like, come on, are you serious? Like,
Yeah, they're
come on,
drive
we can't
killers.
have these
Yeah,
things,
for sure. But I do think if they can continually improve each week, then maybe by the end of the season, it's only 2 penalties.
So holding's more physical, the
Right.
pre-snaps more mental. So you're probably
Correct.
more pissed off about the
Correct.
mental.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like if you are protecting your quarterback, you'd rather have a hold get called than Trevor get absolutely killed
Right.
in that moment.
In
All
that
right.
moment,
Yeah, one more from Liam Coen. The one thing that I think before the season we would have all said as a strength of this football team would have been the pass rush. Now, granted, Trayvon Walker has been hurt. However, he's been playing, obviously, through the injury. But overall, we thought that they had fortified the pass rush. We thought Josh Hines-Allen would have a big season, even if Trayvon Walker was a little bit banged up. But here is Liam Coen on the issues with the pass rush.
Yeah, I mean, the flat-out bottom line is we got to go affect the quarterback better. And whether that's with scheme or with people, we've got to affect. Now, look, I'll say this. We did, out of all the attempts the other day, I think there was like 88%. So I don't know what crazy percentage of the time the ball was coming out at about 2 point something. They were running a ton of quick option routes, zone coverage, just kind of picking ding, 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 ding. So it does become hard to ultimately get to the quarterback when it's like almost quick game, but it's not. It's that in-between of drop-back pass that I think Vegas did a pretty good job of attacking us that way. And some of those instances are also some more opportunities to also get some of these. Like when it's in-between quicks and drop-back, if we can't get home, all right, how can we affect the pocket or affect the play by getting our hands up like we obviously did on the 2-point play to end the game? But we've got to affect the quarterback better.
I mean, look, you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen.
Thank you, Liam, for the honesty in the beginning of
Yeah,
that, because
yeah.
it's like you've got to.
Yeah, and look, it does come out quick. I get it, but there are other teams that have to go against that too, and they seem to, I feel like, look, Josh Hines-Allen has been a really good player for us. His effort is great. He's always, giving it his best. Well, I don't think he's an elite pass rusher. I just think he's a really good defensive end that never quits and will get to the quarterback from
And had
time
one
to
elite
time.
season.
But not like, like you look at TJ Watt, you're like, that's an elite, like Myles
Yeah.
Garrett.
Yeah.
Those are elite. Like they don't talk about, they were getting the ball out quick. Myles still getting there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's an elite,
Right.
elite
Because he's
pass
shoving the offensive lineman
He's
out of
just
the way
making
on his
it
way to the
happen.
quarterback.
He's shooting a gap. He's, bull rushing at the right time. He's so fast off the whatever it is. But, look, it doesn't mean they still can't get to the quarter. They have to get to the quarterback. I mean, last year they, 10.5 for Trayvon and 8 for Josh? I mean, they're nowhere near. And now, granted, there's still, 8 games?
9 games.
9 games left, so you got time. But got to get those sacks. And I want to see more out of Josh Hines Allen. Listen, man, you're paid to be one of the elite pass rushers, so go be an elite pass rusher. Yeah. Every game you should be standing out, and they should be worried about number 41 every single game. And I think there are games where that does happen, but not enough. He doesn't take over enough. He needs to, I think.
Yeah, and I like how Liam also went into, if you're not getting to the quarterback directly and getting those sacks, creating other ways to just create some chaos. And I think that's important too, because you see other teams. I keep going back to Max Crosby, and I think that's the best example, because I was seeing a lot of people on the text line Monday, like, he only had a sack or whatever the case may be. Okay, but he's impacting almost every play in some way, and you would like to see more, but if you're not seeing more, creating other things happening, I think is a good thing. And I just don't even know if you're seeing enough of that right now.
Well, I will say Josh is playing the run really well, but we don't pay him for that. Yeah. I mean, we do. They're doing really good against the run.
Yeah.
I mean, really good. They're 3.8 yards per carry. That means everybody on that defensive front is doing their job in the run game, no question. We just got to get that pass game to where you're really affecting the quarterback, because, like we said all week, if you give Geno time, he's going to hurt you. And he hurt you. Yeah. He hurt you for 4 touchdowns. So I don't think I'm that worried about Mills if he's the starter this week. But at the same time, if you give him time, it's no different than Jake Browning. You give Jake Browning time, at least against our defense, he completes a lot of passes. So you got to make sure you get to that quarterback. It's so, so important. Bees was talking about those really important positions, the corner, left tackle, pass rusher. That's why it's QB, then it's left tackle, pass rusher, corner, wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like, you need those positions to be top-notch.
Yeah, I do think some people may have thought Josh Hines Allen would be on the trade block because of the season that hasn't gone according to plan and the massive contract, but I don't think that was ever the case.
No, I don't either.
I think he's a guy that's going to be here for a while. All right, do you have any takeaways today?
I do.
All right, let's
Absolutely.
do it.
Now,
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's Takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
All right, my takeaway today is on future Hall of Fame coach Tom Coughlin. That's right, a semifinalist once again among 9 coaches. Bill Belichick's in there this year as well. But it's time for Coach Coughlin to get into the Hall of Fame. Now, listen, I love Freddie Taylor. I love Jimmy Smith. But if I got to put those two up against Coughlin and who deserves to be in the Hall, I'm going the coach. The coach has won 2 Super Bowls. He did a phenomenal job with us here in Jacksonville. It's too bad in 96 we couldn't have gotten to that Super Bowl. We were in, and 99, of course, the Titans had our number. But in 1996, in the AFC Championship game, the NFL didn't want this second-year Jaguars in the Super Bowl, so they shut off the lights and froze us out, is what they did. I'm half kidding, but most truths are said in jest. Listen, I am biased because I love Coach Coughlin. He's a big part of my life, a big influence on my life. And without him, I'd probably never make it to Jacksonville, which would change my life completely. It's time for him to get in. I mean, he's got some competition. Look, Holmgren was great. Shanahan was great. Seifert. They all have 2 Super Bowl wins just like him. But, man, he did it with 2 franchises. He did it with a startup and in their second year, man. And by the way, for the record, and don't get me wrong, Green Bay was phenomenal. We matched up really well against Green Bay. They were a power run team with a play action pass. Our defense and our offense would have matched up well. But nonetheless, it's time for Coach Coughlin to get into the Hall of Fame, and that's my takeaway, brought to you by my friends at J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Well said. We have Taylor's Tangent on the other side. Keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
1010XL's running game takes a giant step forward.
Well, Fred Taylor is the whole package.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. Chick-fil-A has something brand new on the menu, and it's only here for a limited time. Introducing the Pretzel Cheddar Club. This sandwich comes on a warm, buttery pretzel bun, a slice of cheddar cheese topped with 3 strips of Applewood smoked bacon, fresh lettuce, and tomato. And the kicker, a creamy Dijon mustard sauce on the side that takes this sandwich to the next level. Try it grilled, spicy, or with the original Chick-fil-A chicken. Don't wait. It's only here for a short time, so stop by Jacksonville Chick-fil-A locations and try the Pretzel Cheddar Club today.
Helmets and Heels, provided by Green Law Group.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On November 5th, 1994, 45-year-old George Foreman knocked out Michael Moore in the 10th round to become the oldest heavyweight champion in history.
Game days aren't the only win happening in the 904. Best of Bold City named 904 Gutters with a Z the #1 seamless gutter company in Duval. Like the team's O-line protects their QB. Call the winning team at 904 Gutters with a Z to protect your home from the rain.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
When you roll into a convenience store for some cold Bud Light, you want to make sure it's, well, cold. Check out the big coolers at Circle K. They make sure it's chilled and ready to go for the big game or party. Swing by Circle K and pick up some cold Bud Light.
Need or want cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to American-Electrical.com and see how they can help you.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Plan ahead this year and order your home holiday decorating from Coen Flowers. They'll take care of all of your Christmas tree setup, lighting, and decorating hassles too. This is High Flying Jacko. Call on Coen Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
The holiday season is upon us, and Hidden Hills Golf Club would be honored to host your company's holiday party in our warm, spacious clubhouse. Groups of all sizes are welcome. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com to book your holiday party today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Lately, I've been thinking, I want you to be happier. I want you to
Taylor
be
Dahl,
happier.
RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Time now for Taylor's Tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
First, Lauren, was that your song to your cousin and the negative Jags fans? I want you to be happier.
Yes. So my cousin Caitlin and all those Jags fans out there who are incredibly negative and sour on this team, despite the fact that they're above 500. And look, we know all about their warts.
Yeah.
But let's also take time to praise them and appreciate them. So yes, I want all of y'all to be happier. I understand some of you hate Trevor Lawrence. I get it. Or you hate other people in the organization, what have you. But yes, be happy right now.
Be happy. I want to switch over to college football for a little bit. A tweet actually you shared with me, Lauren, because you know how passionate I am about this topic. But Brett Murphy tweeted, Clemson's Dabo Sweeney took a blowtorch to bad officiating that needed help and needed to be more accountable for the calls that are being made. So I have a clip first from Dabo. I want to let you guys listen to that.
Because there's a lot at stake, and there's not consequences. In this coaches get crucified, fined, players get crucified, held to this unrealistic accountability standard, but refs have zero accountability. Well, they do, but it's behind a curtain. They get to go home and drink a beer and get on with their life and just leave the carnage left behind that affects a lot of people losing jobs. And that system needs to change too.
So we've talked about this multiple times already throughout the season. A little bit of the irony is that after this criticism, Clemson was fined $10,000 for his comments criticizing the refs. But I think he's right. I agree with Dabo. I think there's a officiating issue in college football and in pro football. We already heard Auburn's Hugh Freeze, who's now fired, talk about it. If they've lost a couple of their games, some big penalties affected some, not saying maybe directly outcomes, but sometimes it does. You go through and you're like, what if that PI, and this specifically was Dabo talking about a pass interference on one of his defensive backs, Avion Terrell, that was on a 4th and 10, so that ended up getting, obviously it's 15 yards in college football, but extended Duke's that drive, and they ended up getting a touchdown on that drive. If that PI is not called, then that's a 4th and 10 and they're taking the ball over, and then you can say anything can happen at that point. So I do think that it's not, I don't really know what you do, because I've said it before, like maybe have the ref or the head official answer questions at the end of, maybe that adds a little bit of accountability, because they have to speak to people at a podium and say, this is what I saw, because maybe there is an explanation. We talked about the Travis Hunter one early, and you're like, maybe the vantage point from them, he couldn't see that other hand. So if they can explain that, maybe things, whether it's them being able to say, this is why I did it, or it's us being able to say, see, you're wrong, and I need you to look us in the face and like notice that you're wrong. Because maybe they'll think about it a little more in games before they're just throwing flags and whatever. Like, what did I really see on this play? I'm going to have to explain this after the game.
Yeah, first of all, they got to go talk to the mafia after the game, make sure they called the game right for Vegas.
Phillips.
It is valid, but, it's funny. I've heard Dabo now since I've joined this show 3 different times complaining about different stuff in college football. Did he complain as much when they were winning championships? I mean, was he
Probably
that vocal about the refs and the portal and all this stuff, or whatever? I don't know. I think he's talking a lot, but nonetheless, look, the officiating, eventually the human error, you just can't live with, I guess, because there is human error. Yeah. So, I mean, that's my question. I'm not trying to be, trying to be funny here. Like, so are they incompetent, these refs, or are they tied to, to the mafia or whoever's, trying to put money on these games?
And the one SEC ref was fired this year because he's had so many bad misses. So that's definitely out there. And then I do think there's probably that in between where it's just human error is going to be a part of that game. Just like in baseball, when we talk about balls and strikes, you're not going to be perfect when it's the eye test and everything's happening that fast and there's a lot of things going on. The problem is now is we can so clearly see the replays and the zooms, the zoom in and the camera angles.
Too.
Yeah. And there's multiple of you out there that are watching this. There's a Twitter that is like college football officiating, NFL officiating, and they go through and they say like each ref what they missed that week, how many calls in their history that they've missed, and now that's what you're seeing. So going into a game, you're like, this officiating crew called this game last, and they called 10 holdings and da-da-da, this is what they do. There's definitely trends with some of these some of these refs, and I do think that is when you start to question, is there money involved in this, or are you just really not that good at your job?
Right, and that's the thing.
Should they get paid more? And that's a lot of people's argument. Pay them more, and maybe they care more.
And nowadays it is a full-time job for, I think, all the college and NFL officials. I think so.
know.
Yeah,
Okay.
they make over 6 figures, and I think what Dabo definitely was insinuating is, are these guys tied to
something else?
Right?
Yeah.
Are they tied to the spread? At the odds at some point in time. But what frustrates me a lot of times is when you watch, whether it's college or the NFL, they'll go to that former official, and the former official will get it right so quickly based off of the review. I'm like, can you then help the refs on the field? Or can they also have a former official that can help them out? All right, we got lunch to give away.
We do. Free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010. Let's say caller number 2, you get free lunch to Chick-fil-A today.
And we promise Dabo's not going to yell at you, who is the caller and the winner. All right, we've got more to do on the other side. It is Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Florida Gators football.
All the way to the goal line.
The Gators crawl on the bluegrass.
Touchdown, Gators.
Florida, Kentucky, Saturday at 7:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010 XL. Now, the Hurricane Report. Brought to you by Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
The Miami Hurricanes continue to struggle in the month of November, this time losing to Southern Methodist 26-20 on Saturday. The Canes dropped to 6-2 on the season, only 2-2 in the ACC, and are now 18th in the AP poll. Next up for Miami is Syracuse, Saturday at 3:30. The Hurricane Report brought to you by Performance Painting.
Helmets and Heels.
Bought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Take a radio boat ride with Captain Cabin on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Wheeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services and awaken 180 weight loss.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Hey, Hicken here. Cooler weather right around the corner, but you can extend your swim season with Surfside Pools. This month, Surfside Pools offering 10% off new pool heaters or heater replacements and installation. Keep the good times rolling. No matter the season, upgrade your pool heating system now for months of extra enjoyment. Only from Surfside Pools, the trusted name for expert pool service. Family owned and operated. Call 246-2666 or visit surfsidepools.net.
License number CPC 044080.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Hey, life can get a little hectic at times, and no one has time to get hurt. Lost wages, injuries that not only hurt, but ones that hinder our success. If you're in this position, due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. What's up, Jayville? This is Tom McManus, and injuries suck. And if you get injured out there, check out Morgan & Morgan, the largest personal injury law firm in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers, with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases that you may be dealing with. And they make filing a claim easy and don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com or hit Pound Law from your cell. Pound Law, that's all.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
What's happening, beautiful people? It's your main man, E to the T here. And cool air, open trails, and that perfect Florida winter sunshine, woo! It's the season to get outside and explore Clay County. From Christmas parades and hometown festivals to holiday markets and local theater shows, holiday magic is lighting up every corner of Clay County. Get outside, get moving, and get active. Come see everything happening this season at exploreclay.com. That's exploreclay.com.
Spring Frenzy here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coil Fencing. Coil has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coil has been installing fences since before Emery Billard installed the wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coil Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. Coil Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coatings, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Brandon Roofing. After nailing a 68-yard kick to set a new NFL record for the longest made field goal in game last Sunday against the Raiders, Cam Little has been named the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. The Florida Gators men's basketball team will host the UNF Ospreys in the O-Dome tomorrow night with tip-off at 8 o'clock on 1010 a.m. It's 79 degrees at 3:04. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Topic Man is Taylor Dollar, Jay Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lawrence Lane, driven by Mazda at the Avenues. This is luxury. This is Mazda at the Avenues.
All right, I have two things for Lauren's Lane today. One is college football related. One is not. One has to do with a dog, and y'all will know what I'm talking about because we talked about it off air, but we'll bring that conversation on air. But the first, I have 3 funny signs from College Game Day so far this season that I wanted to share. The first, Diego Pavia just signed an NIL deal with AARP. That's funny because AARP is for older people. Yeah. Diego Pavia, obviously,
That's
one
so
of the
funny.
older quarterbacks in college football. This one's very, I wouldn't say Dabo Swinney related, but since we were just talking about him and complaining about the transfer portal, my girlfriend entered the transfer portal. I liked that one.
That's a good one.
And then finally, you can't spell Commodores without commode, Roll Tide, and flush Vandy. So obviously when Vanderbilt was playing Alabama.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I liked the my girlfriend
Those are-
entered the
that's
transfer
good.
portal one
That's
for
good.
sure. All right, yeah.
Does
the
she get
other-
paid?
Right. How much is she getting paid and what is she getting paid for? Let's not go down that path.
Hopefully not within the team.
So seriously,
team.
that's
Another team.
good call.
I think
All
that's
right.
Matthew Stafford's wife, right?
Yeah, that is her. She did say on a podcast one
I
time
heard
that,
her.
yeah, she was mad at him. Weren't they broken up or something?
They were on a
And-
break. It was
they
a
were on
friends break.
Yeah, and then she slept with one of his teammates. But that's a long time ago, and they seem like a happy couple. All right,
As the world turns here on helmets and
exactly.
heels.
Back to the dog conversation. So
Yeah.
the news came out yesterday, and Tom Brady fully supported the fact of the announcement that he cloned his dog. Tom, you told me it cost $50,000.
That's what I heard this morning, yeah.
Okay, so for someone like Tom Brady, clearly that's
nothing.
Yeah, chump change for him. But the conversation of would you clone your dog, you're 100% against it.
I wouldn't mess with Mother Nature like that at all. I mean, listen, clearly Brady hasn't watched The Lion King because, you know, they eat the grass, they eat the wildebeest, they get killed, everybody comes, you know what I mean? It's part of the circle of life. I mean, we're on our third German Shepherd.
Okay.
Actually, we have 4. We have 2 dogs now, but our third full German Shepherd, and all 3 of them were awesome. Our first one, Sadie, a girl, she was lasted 13 years. She was 100 pounds. Every child was born, like she got to meet every daughter.
Awesome.
They'd ride her. She was incredible. She was incredible. Macy, we only had for a short period of time. She got hit by a car, but she was sweet. And then Tucker, our male, he's unbelievable. So, like, each one, would I like Sadie still hanging around? Yeah, but I'm going to see her up in heaven. All dogs go to heaven.
That's right.
So, I don't know. And I'm not against it. Look, Brady can do whatever he wants, but I just feel like it's kind of Pet Cemetery-ish, like you're really playing with fire when you're playing with Mother Nature, in my opinion.
Sure, I understand.
Yeah, I don't know, and we were talking about this a little bit, but I've had a dog that I was obsessed with, and she was the best dog in the entire. And I've had several dogs throughout my life. This dog was different. She was the most well behaved. Listen, she was super well trained. She was like a border collie, so frisbee dog, and would do all of that stuff. I would say like, okay, Luna, time to clean up your toys, and she would put all her toys in the basket. Like, that's how she is. She was very well behaved. If I could be promised that, like, yes, you're getting another Luna, that would be wonderful. But to Tommy's point, I don't know if I'd trust it. Like, I feel like all of a sudden this dog attacks you in the middle of the night because I don't know what's happening with this cloning.
Or a cat.
I know.
I mean, cats will slash your face without being cloned. You know what I mean? You clone one of those things, they're like, they're gouging you.
You never know. They're already crazy.
No doubt.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just more so, I guess, if, let's say, Tom does it and then Tom Brady does it and then a lot of other people, and it becomes a thing where it's like, oh, like cloning your animal. But also there's so many animals out there that need help.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's animals sitting in shelters for years and years that never get rescued. So let's help some of those rather than clone a fake one.
Taylor just said adopt, don't shop.
Yeah.
Is what she said. So Tom Brady is a part of the genetic engineering company Colossal
It's his
Biosciences.
company, okay.
Yeah, and so that was what sparked him to do that.
I wonder if he's going to clone himself and then have ownership and let him go back into the NFL at age 25.
Draft himself.
Yeah, there you go. Watch. You watch.
And apparently it's non-invasive cloning, so at least that's good news. Like the dog.
How do you get the DNA without being non-invasive?
It's a good question.
You know what I mean? Don't you have to
okay,
syringe
so
it
simple blood draw. So I guess
that's not
that's non-invasive. Yeah, and that's
to
obviously
me, that's
while
invasive.
Depends
that's
if
while
they
the
do
first
it right
dog
or
is
not.
alive too. Yeah, for me, we had a black lab first named Carson. We have a golden doodle now named Keaton. Love them both beyond measure. Everyone who knows me knows I'm a dog person in general, and I'm obsessed with my own dogs. But I would never clone my dog just because, not necessarily for fear of what happened. What's cool to me about dogs, and animals in general, for me, dogs, they each have their own personality. I don't want the exact same personality. I want the quirks and things like that. Like Carson, the lab, loved tennis balls, loved water. That's what he wanted to do all day, every day.
Right.
Keaton has no interest in that. Like, doesn't want to really be around water, and doesn't really care about a tennis ball. You can throw it; he'll kind of look at you, and he just wants to chase tennis squirrels, chase squirrels in the backyard all day long.
Yeah.
Like I like, and then the next dog will have a different
Some other
personality.
different quirk. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Somebody on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures said Tom has a mortal complex. He's testing it on his dog. Next, it will be himself.
Tom Brady, not Tom
not
McManus,
Tom
for
McManus.
clarification.
Not you.
That's right.
But I feel like I would love to be able to ask his kids, Tom Brady's kids, how they feel about this,
Right.
and then the ex-wife
They're
Giselle
next, are
as
you
well.
kidding me?
Yeah, exactly. Yikes.
next.
All right, Tom, more to do on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Get in the huddle with 1010XL's QB.
All right, guys, let's make a play for 1010XL.
David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony on Jaguars Today. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY and take the fear out of the fight. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, Jaguar fans, Tom McManus here. Crown Royal is a proud partner of our Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with the generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Remember, please drink responsibly.
Helmets and heels.
Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Tired of roofers who never answer the phone and just use AI?
I'm Morgan Conley, the People's Roofer. I answer every call. No robots, no runaround. I'm born here, built here, staying here. Visit morganconleyroofing.org.
Listen to whatever you like, whenever you want.
I like this.
1010XL. On demand. Ad-free shows after the live shows end. Channeled by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Search where you find podcasts.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family-owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their REME Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for a limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in
Awaken 180 weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss. Hacker here, and I recently celebrated a birthday with friends and family, and a lot of photos were taken. And you go on Facebook and you look, and you have those memories of years past on the same day. And I saw pictures of myself from 2 years ago. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe it. That's back when I was over 300 pounds. I mean, I was in a bad spot in life with my weight. And now here we are, my birthday in 2025, down over 100 pounds, keeping the weight off. I look like a completely different human being. I can't tell you how many times I'm told that pretty much on a daily basis by people who haven't seen me in quite some time. Go to awaken180weightloss.com, awaken180weightloss.com. I'm living proof. If you want to drop the weight, Awaken 180 Weight Loss is your answer. 844-346-1800.
Ticket here. You know me. I'm a protect the skin kind of guy. That said, it's getting a little cooler and the long sleeves are making their way out. This is absolutely the best time of year to go see my guys, the docs at Beaches Dermatology. Don't wait any longer. It's time. Protect that skin, folks. You know what else it's almost time for? The holidays, coming sooner than we think. Skincare products make great presents for the wife or girlfriend. Knock out a consult and buy your wife a present. Boom! Give them a call today. Online at beachesdermatology.com.
Winter and spring registration is already cranking up at I-9 Sports, and if you have kids ages 3 to 17, I-9 Sports is inviting you to get them on the field or in the gym with great sports like girls flag football. Plenty of places to play like Oakley, Fleming Island, UNF, Fletcher, and Creekside. Log on to i9sports.com and see all the sports they have to offer across the First Coast. In Duval, Clay, and St. John's. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Registration open right now for winter and spring sports at i9sports.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
This is AC/DC. This is not the Georgia Satellites, everybody.
That's right. Have a drink on me, baby.
Tom McManus, Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Do you want to give out your Venmo
Drinks?
so that you can then pay other people? No, I'm just kidding. It's not how that works.
I've seen that on Twitter. People are like, hey, send me some money so I can go out tonight. You're like, Okay.
Yeah. It used to just be like, I feel like people would write it on their cars, like, just married, here's our Venmo. And now people just put it on social media, especially like bachelorette parties.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
send the bride or send
their
the
little
groom a
QR
drink.
code, just put it up there.
Yeah. People will take money no matter how they can get it. That's for sure. All right. So a couple weeks ago, Tom, you were off, but we talked about this once you came back. Taylor and I went through and we picked teams that we were going to bury because it was almost Halloween.
Okay.
And now I want to look at what those teams have done since we buried them.
Okay.
So the Dolphins, 2-7.
Yep.
So I would consider the Dolphins still buried. They also traded a piece away with Jalen Phillips earlier this week. The Jets 1-7. I think we can 100% bury them if they weren't buried already. They traded
down in a hole
a lot of their good players. The Browns 2-6. I think they've won once since then, or maybe they've lost. I know they had a bye week. The Browns also traded away a piece to the Bears, so we're burying them. The Titans at 1-8, also 100% buried.
Smell you.
The Raiders, I think the Jaguars might have helped to bury this past Sunday. Raiders are 2-6, also traded a piece away here to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Saints 1-8, also traded a piece away, and I'm going to 100% say the Saints are also buried. So I think we did a good job with the teams that we are going to bury. I believe, Taylor, you also buried.
I buried Houston.
The Texans. Okay, so here were the ones that I had that were close. The Ravens 3-5, the Texans 3-5, the Cardinals 3-5, the Bengals 3-6. Those were all my teams that I said were close. At the time, they were 2-win teams. Yeah. They've all each gotten one victory since then.
Yeah, I buried Cardinals and Houston in addition to the others. But then I had the other ones were on my kind of borderline where I was like, I could see this going either way. Houston, I think the Jags could officially bury them this weekend.
For the second time.
Yeah. But I still think, for them, it would take a lot of a miracle, I feel like, to get them back into it.
Yeah, have to go on a run when you're 3-6. That's for sure.
And the Colts would have to just completely fall apart, and the Jags would have to fall more apart. And there's a lot of things that would have to happen, like injuries and things like that.
I know what you mean. Yeah, by the actual fall apart. The 2-win team that I said I was not burying were the Giants. Since then, they've lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Now, granted, injuries with obviously the injury
it's
that came
time for
Scatterboo.
Dable to go, though. The head
Dable,
coach. Yeah, he's had his chance. I don't know. I just, they have players. That defense has got players. Brian Burns, one of the best pass rushers out there.
It just sucks they lost both Neighbors and Scatterboo.
Yeah.
They're two best offensive players this season, and you have a rookie quarterback. I feel like that's going to give him a little more time. But I could see next year if they're like, hey, you've got Jackson Dart, who showed a lot of promise. You have Scatterboo, who obviously has, and we know what Malik Neighbors can be. If something doesn't happen next year early, I could see him being a midseason fire.
Yeah,
I'd let him go now.
I have the odds for the next NFL coach fired.
Yep.
So I think everyone could guess the number one. That would be Mike McDaniel.
Oh, yeah.
They came out and said he's going to coach till the end of the season. I think everyone knows he's a dead man walking. After that, Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon, then Jets head coach Aaron Glenn. I don't think Aaron Glenn's getting fired after Woody Johnson's comments. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski, Saints head coach, he's a brand new guy, Kellen Moore. Leave him alone. Bengals head coach Zach Taylor, and then Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell somehow, someway on this list. I don't know how that's even possible, but in other words, Daboll isn't among those top odds. That surprises me.
Yeah, it surprised me a little bit. He should be in there at least. He's had some injuries, but he's had a lot of time with the Giants, Look, it's not always the head coach's fault, but I know down here it is, so, it should be up there as well, I guess, but he's not, look, they're 2-7. Now, could they go on a run? Maybe. They're 0-5 away. They're 1-3 in the division, 1-5 in the conference. They're just not a very good football team, giving up 250 points total, on defense. So, I don't know. That'd be a tough one for them to come back. I just feel like he's been there long enough. Eventually you just got to,
right.
If you give him another year, then what? Then when do you, I don't know. We'll see how the year ends for them.
Yeah.
Listen, keep in mind, we were 3-6 in 96. We were, and people probably thought we were done, and then you get on a run, and people lose, and you win, and next thing you know, you just never know what happens.
And wasn't that the case in 2022 as well? I think the Jags had a losing record before they turned things around. I want to say it was close to 3-6.
Was it?
Something like that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. Anyway, they went on a run, that's for sure, to get in the playoffs.
If I'm Daboll, I'm furious because you traded away Saquon Barkley a couple years ago. Could have used him.
Yeah, and then that's why I think
fault.
losing your two main weapons. But also, the Their schedule, they've played the Commanders, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Chargers. The Saints was easy, but then the Eagles, the Broncos, and the Eagles. So they've had a brutal schedule. They've scored a good amount of points in all of those. So they've scored 32, 20, 34, 21. They've scored in those, 37 against the Cowboys, which everyone's scoring that. But I don't know if you can blame like some of those things that are happening. It's just they've been dealt a bad hand when it comes to losing both your star weapons, having a rookie quarterback who we know sometimes that takes a long time to get going in general, and then a defense front who I think is really good, but they really don't have much on the back end. And so I don't know if you're looking at a roster that many people would win a ton of games with.
Well, how long's he been there? I mean, that's what it comes down
So it was the year that Doug Peterson first year was his first year, because they were both Coach of the Year running that year.
2022 to now.
Yeah.
2022, 2023, 2024.
So this is his third year.
Fourth year. Yeah. And I looked up another list, Tom, just because I like to cover my bases.
Yep.
And on the other set of odds, or this is a list, not odds, but it has Mike McDaniel 1, Jonathan Gannon 2, and then Dayball 3. So some people do think he's short for that.
And I'm probably I don't watch them. I can't say I'm watching the Giants close enough to see if he's doing in-game things or play calling that's not working, or if it's just the talent around that he doesn't have enough of. And early on, when you are early on, it kind of was a struggle, but then you put up 37. Then you have the Chiefs, which kind of sucks, but you're battling against the Chargers. It's like I wasn't watching those games close enough to be like, was it coaching? Was it players? Was there a ton of drops? Whatever the case may be. So it's hard, but I can get why some people are like, give him one more year with a healthy neighbor, Scatterbo, and a year 2 Dart next year.
Got smoked in New Orleans.
Yeah.
That wasn't a good loss, obviously. Well, see, look, it all depends how you end, how you finish.
Sure.
He can make a case.
I think that was
if he
the one
finishes
Dart
strong.
got a concussion and left.
Oh, yeah. I think that sounds
Part of the game.
But
But you lose your quarterback, that affects it.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I'm just saying. At the end, it's the head coach's.
Yeah.
It's his team.
I was just arguing why people probably don't have him on some list is what I don't care. You fire him. I don't care.
Right.
I don't care.
I can see that.
You thought her last name was Dahl. It's actually Dayball.
Yeah.
She
It's my uncle.
changed it for the radio. All right, so yesterday was the trade deadline. Well, I think most people in Jacksonville are pretty excited to have Jakobi Meyers. Maybe not elated, but certainly excited to see what he can bring to this team. Well, meanwhile, in New York, for Jets fans, it did not go according to plan.
And it's okay, okay?
What?
The Jets traded Sauce today.
To where? To where?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll get you a different one. He went to Indianapolis, and they also traded. They also traded Quinn Williams.
I play Saturday deal.
He did, but so did Sauce.
No, I don't like the Jets. That did Quincy leave?
No, Quincy's still there.
The worst I'm taking down all the Jets stuff now.
No, it's fine. Quinn Williams on the Cowboys. Sauce went to the Colts. It's okay.
I want the Colts now.
Guess what? We got 3 first-round picks for it.
They're like, I don't care.
Also, maybe start with that there, Dad. Like, hey, I have good news. We got 3 first-round picks today, but I also do have bad news. If you haven't seen that video, we found it on X, Twitter, whatever. It's fantastic in the sense of you appreciate this young child's enthusiasm for his favorite player, for his football team. And look, I feel really bad for those people who acquire jerseys that are not cheap, and then the player leaves.
Sure.
Especially
gets
soon
traded.
after.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love the one kid. So the one that was crying was maybe like 6, and the other one I would say like 8 or 9. And the older brother's like, well, Quinnen just signed a new deal. Like, he can't be traded. I'm like, look how smart this kid is. He actually knows about that. And then the dad's like, well, yeah, Sauce signed a new deal too. And they're both gone.
And he's like, and what about his brother? Hold on.
Yeah, is Quincy still there? Yeah, the brothers were separated.
Quince?
And then the little kid's like, I'm going to be a Colts fan now. Like, you know what? When a team breaks your heart that young, I understand. You maybe
I
if you
feel
wanna
like
switch.
that for a section of Jag fans, that went through, whether 2010 to 2020. You know what I mean? Like, you only had the 1 year. You know what I mean? That's tough. And Jets fans been suffering for a long time.
Sure. We feel your pain.
Yeah, we feel that pain to a certain degree.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And I think especially in that situation, because you're talking about a young cornerback who was the best defensive player on your team that you just got a new contract with. So everybody, I get it. It's two first rounds, and I think you can argue either way who won this trade or what it looks like. But I do think when you're looking at that, the whys are there. It's like, okay, that could have been a building block for your future. It's not like it was an older corner who was turning 30, 31 that you were like, okay, well, you only have a couple years. This is someone that could be a staple of your defense for a while. And so that has to be disappointing, especially just in July. You gave him a contract. So
I thought it was safe to buy the jersey for my child.
I'd be like, I need a refund, Jets. Like, give me my jersey money back.
Yeah, I mean, look, think about being Aaron Klein. You're a DB, and they go to you, hey, we're getting rid of Sauce. What? Why are you getting rid?
And
but
Quinton, by the way,
they have more pressing needs.
Yeah.
I mean, they just do. I mean, when you don't have a QB, that you got to go for one. And I guess this is how you're going to try to go for one. I mean, look, you love having a corner like Sauce, but can you build a team just around him? Probably not. Do you really need a guy like that? Yeah, you do need a guy like that. But you need a quarterback more. You know, you need a
But they had a
more.
number one or pick in the first round that was going to be pretty high because they're not winning, obviously. And so, yes.
But they felt they needed way more.
Maybe they need more, you know. Maybe
clearly that's what they thought.
Get back up and get two players, you know. Maybe. Who knows in the first round. Or
right.
more.
And again, if you're not picking first overall, you can, try and move up. And you have to then package, first round picks.
I think the everyone talks about the Rams because they F them picks. Who cares during that? But they also had Matthew Stafford, and I think that
QB.
And so not saying Matthew Stafford, he was getting older, so you did know like, hey, you've got probably 3 to 5 years with this guy at the level that you're having, but you did have someone and offensive weapons that you felt comfortable enough to where that DB and Jalen Ramsey made a difference. And so I do think that there's times when you look at it differently just because of that, and the quarterback makes a difference. But I mean, we'll see in 5 years what this looks like. We may look back and be like, okay, well, they got 3 first-round picks that are all making
right. That's
I feel
Jet
like,
thing to do.
the Rams' motto is F them picks. The Jets' motto is we effing love picks.
Give us all the
take
picks.
them all. One thing, going back to the Colts, obviously the Colts were the team that acquired Sauce Gardner. Albert Breer had this stat, and this is something that the Colts this offseason focused on. So the 2024 Colts finished 29th in the NFL in total defense and 30th in giveaways, yet still won 8 games. So when they were trying to think about their future, they figured, all right, if Lou Anarumo, the defensive coordinator that the Bengals fired, comes to us and helps improve our defense, and if Daniel Jones plays pretty well, which obviously he has outside of a game or two, then they would be a team that could win their division. And so far what they have decided is we need to also then add to bolster our defense at this point in time
Chasing
too.
that ring. I mean, you're chasing. You mentioned the Rams. You're like, yeah, but we'll take Stafford. You can have the first round picks. Not Daniel's not Matthew, but they're sitting there going, well, he's playing pretty good. So you know what? We'll give up those picks because if we win a title, who cares about the picks?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, granted, you hopefully you don't want to your future away, mortgage your future away. You know, you got to balance that out, but you're chasing that ring, and that, think about it. Not everyone wins the ring. You want that ring.
Most
really
people
bad.
don't. Most people, obviously, that will play in the NFL will never win a ring. A couple other odds. Speaking of winning it all, the Colts after the trade went from 14-1 to win the Super Bowl to 10-1. So they did improve. The Seahawks added Rashid Shaheed from the Saints. They went from 14-1 to 12-1. The Jets went from 1,500 to 1 to 2,000 to 1, and the Jacksonville Jaguars went from 50 to 1 to 45 to 1 after the trade and adding Jakobi Meyers.
Five.
So there we have it. All right, we've got the cool down on the other side. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL on 92.5 FM.
Find Florida Gators basketball on 1010XL.
The Ospreys swoop into the swamp. It's Florida and UNF tomorrow night at 8 on 1010 AM.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
Helmets and Heels from the Greenlaw Group Studios.
Hey, it's Joe C. When was the last time you flushed out your water heater? Flushing a water heater each year improves its efficiency and extends its lifespan. So call Roland Reese Plumbing for a routine water heater flush out and any other plumbing needs. 260-7059. Roland Reese Plumbing.
Jeff Lagerman for Napa Auto Care Centers. This football season, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or travel to the away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any one of the 29 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions. Napa Auto Care Centers offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find one near you at jacksnapaautocare.com.
I know you love sports, so why not take that passion and make a difference in your community as a volunteer coach with the YMCA? Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball, or flag football, the Y is always looking for positive role models to help kids grow in both skills and character. Even if you've got no coaching experience, that's fine. We'll provide the training. Step up, give back, and be the coach that makes a difference. To volunteer, visit your local Y or fcymca.org.
Hey, 1010XL fans, it's game time, but don't get sidelined from the fun. The JTA Game Day Express is the smartest way to get to the bank on time. It's all sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 convenient pickup locations across the River City, but remember, Game Day Express is cashless. All passes must be purchased through the MyJTA mobile app. Get your $10 pass today. For all of your game day needs, go to myjtafla.com.
Rebound Rehabilitation. 11 great locations across the First Coast, and they're just a click away when it comes to feeling strong and healthy again. If you need the best path to recovery, look no further than Rebound Rehab. Log on and check out one of their great 11 locations.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Hey, Lauren Brooks here. With over 1,700 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. And now I love showing my closets off to friends and family. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and so much more. Closets by Design will transform your clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before the holidays and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. 18-month financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com today.
Tuesday, November 11th is Veterans Day, and we'll be honoring those who have served our nation all day and night at String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach with a free barbecue sandwich, side, and a beer. That's for all veterans and active duty military members anytime on Veterans Day. Plus, our show's going to be there live from 4 to 6. So thanks to our friends at the Fire Watch for putting this on. So come out and hang out with us and honor veterans. That's at Strings on Veterans Day, November 11th.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
Going to cool down with a couple pieces of breaking news that affect the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number one being that Texans head coach has now confirmed that quarterback C.J. Stroud will be out this week versus the Jaguars as he remains in concussion protocol. The Texans quarterback Davis Mills gets the start this weekend against the Jags. Also looking ahead to another game in a 2 weeks or so. Cardinals are placing quarterback Kyler Murray on injured reserve due to his foot injury, meaning he will now miss a minimum of 4 games. Cardinals say this will give Murray the chance to focus on rehabbing his foot injury, and that he's committed to getting back as soon as possible, meaning during that time, as of right now at least, Jakobi Brissett will get the start in that game.
Yes, and Davis Mills, by the way, has played against the Jaguars 3 different times. He has 2 touchdowns, 1 interception combined in 3 games that he's played against the Jags. So,
shut the run down and make him beat you. And that's the way you're going to have to go at it, and he should not beat you. If you get to him, if you don't get to him, look, these guys are capable of throwing. I mean, Jakobi Brissett, he showed he could still throw the ball around if you don't affect him.
He was able to win last week.
Right, he looked good last week. Davis Mills coming in relief for C.J. Stroud looked terrible, and I did hear John McClain on the Jaguars today, who's covered the Texans and the NFL for 49 years, and he said he highly doubted that C.J. Stroud would play. So that does not surprise me based off of the way that the concussion went. But obviously, that also means for our team, De'Ami Brown leaving the game with a concussion. It was different. We didn't have people praying over him like that. He just left the field, went into the medical tent, whereas C.J. Stroud players were, even the opposing team, were praying over him. And so I don't know what that means for De'Ami, but obviously when it comes to brain injuries,
the concussions,
you want to take, or you want to make sure that they don't become worse.
Yeah. Unless it's Tua. They just let him hang out there on the field for whatever
That's why he
reason.
ate more carbs, remember?
Yeah, and learn how to take jiu-jitsu or something so you know how to fall and something.
But I mean, obviously that is, I think we were kind of expecting the C.J. Stroud news after that hit, and usually the concussions, it's not that quick that they are coming back. And so offensively, I think that the Texans haven't been anyways what people thought the Texans were going to be, and then they kind of started hitting a little bit of a stride, but it just really hasn't been kind of to the extent that you would have thought and or hoped if you were a Texans fan. But I think the dangerous part of Houston is their defense. So now you have to make sure that your offense can score and put up some points, because I do think that you can outscore a team like Houston with Davis Mills, but that defense can be scary. They have 2 guys on each side that can come at the quarterback. Their secondary is one of the better ones in the league. So a lot of things you got to think about on that side.
Yeah, their defense has been helping them hang around a little bit. They did get, had some struggles early on. But overall, they've done a really good job. I mean, they'll get after it. I think you can run on this defense, the Texans, lean more into Etienne. Man, I think he's right. He's built for it. And Tootin. Give Tootin his carries too, but Etienne, he's the guy, he's the lead horse. And let's see us, ride them down a little bit, wear them down a little bit. And I think if we do that, and look, on the other side, I mean, they went toe-to-toe with Denver. Denver's a decent team. I mean, they're not, the end-all say-all, but they're a pretty decent team. Went down to a field goal at the end there. Mills had like 140 yards. That doesn't really mean anything. But, again, if you can get to him, he's not going to hurt you. But if you don't, he could potentially, make some trouble for you. Again, if you stop the run, Chubb's averaging like 3.94 yards a carry. You should be able to.
Without Joe
to
Mixon, that rushing
they
attack
miss him big time.
not nearly as scary. According to Ryan O'Halloran, who was out at practice earlier, the red jersey, so the non-contact penny, was on linebacker Dennis Gardeck and wide receiver De'Ami Brown. So my guess is if he's able to even be out at practice, that's good news. Not at practice, Brian Thomas Jr., Ezra Cleveland, the offensive lineman, Jordan Lewis, the cornerback, and then tight end Hunter Long. None of them were at practice today. We'll get the full injury report later. And then participating, Devin Lloyd, which is great news. Quentin Morris, also great news. And Tim Patrick. And I think to a lesser extent, but still good news, because that wide receiver core has been hit so hard by that injury bug.
Yeah, no doubt. And Devin's, man, I hope he's back. Wouldn't that be great?
It would be.
He's been having a great year. They need a shot in the arm, that defense.
Yeah.
And especially, working in the pass game. So I hope he's healthy. I hope he's ready to go. They're going to need him to win this football game. Our defense, look, again, just don't squander leads. I get it, towards the end of the game that can happen, but it can't happen. And it's happened way too many times this year. So when our offense gets you a lead, especially if Davis Mills is a QB, no disrespect to Davis Mills, but you should control that. You should handle that. That shouldn't be a problem. So let's make sure you, like my father used to say, step on their necks and run right over them. And
he's definitely got a neck to step on. But the multiple people on the text line, which we were brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, we were kind of joking about on break 2 about backup quarterbacks and what they've done historically to the Jags. But immediately it's like, hope the Jags don't take him lightly. No. He beat their butt before. And I think you go back to the Jake Browning, who isn't even playing at this point, and you lost to that. So I don't want the Jags to go into this game and be like, okay, well, it's Davis Mills. So you've got to go into this preparing to beat the Texans and push them, like we said, bury them this week.
Yeah, I mean, look, you want to be a playoff team, you beat this team.
Yeah.
Period. They're down. You can really hurt them, in standings, and you've already taken care of them once. It was a close game, but go there and figure out a way to win and just keep building these wins, stack these wins, so then when it does become December time, you're in the running for a shot at that tournament, man. That's what it's all about. Just get in.
The hunt. You got that right. All right. I want to let you hear from Trevor Lawrence. A couple of comments from him. He met with media just a little bit ago on the other side, and bring you today's Terminix Pest of the Day. It's Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Protected by
Green Law Group. For the insured. Fighting for you.
Awaken 180 weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss. Hacker here, and I recently celebrated a birthday with friends and family, and a lot of photos were taken. And you go on Facebook and you look, and you have those memories of years past on the same day. And I saw pictures of myself from 2 years ago. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe it. That's back when I was over 300 pounds. I mean, I was in a bad spot in life with my weight. And now here we are, my birthday in 2025, down over 100 pounds, keeping the weight off. I look like a completely different human being. I can't tell you how many times I'm told that pretty much on a daily basis by people who haven't seen me in quite some time. Go to awaken180weightloss.com, awaken180weightloss.com. I'm living proof. If you want to drop the weight, Awaken 180 Weight Loss is your answer. 844-346-1800.
Lauren Brooks here for my friends at Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast, and you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they will show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they've done at our house time and time again, because they care about what matters most to you. So when pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule your free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
This holiday season, let Bono's Catering do the cooking so you can enjoy more time with family and friends. Frank Frangie here. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for 75 years. Holiday catering's available with full smoked turkeys, country hams, and all the fixings. Be sure to order online at bonosbarbecue.com or call 904-332-7427. Plus, you could give the gift of Bono's Barbecue. Buy a $25 gift card and get an additional $5 gift card in-store or online. Remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Tired of plumbers trying to sell you instead of help you? At Superior Plumbing and Pipeline, we do things differently. We hire real plumbers, not salesmen, and we never pay commission. That means no upselling, no pressure, and no unnecessary repairs. Just honest, expert work at a fair price. So the next time you need a plumber you can trust, make the superior choice and call Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, where quality comes first and honesty is standard. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. No commissions, just solutions. Learn more at SuperiorPlumbingJacks.com.
Jacksonville, hunting season is here, and nobody gears you up like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. They've got everything for all seasons: archery, black powder, and general gun season. Green Acres is a fully stocked Browning dealer with ammo, accessories, and safes. Don't miss out on Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday, happening now through the end of the year. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
Frank Frangie here from my bank, South State Bank. South State has been committed to delivering world-class customer service that businesses like yours and mine can count on. From personalized support to cutting-edge banking solutions, South State Bank has blended the trusted traditions we all value with the innovation you need for tomorrow. Whether you're managing cash flow or investing in growth, South State Bank is here to help you move forward. Visit southstatebank.com or visit your local branch today. That's South State, member FDIC.
Everyone deserves to feel safe and valued. I'm Heather Quick, owner and attorney at Florida Women's Law Group. We're committed to supporting women affected by domestic violence. With essential legal advocacy and support, we help them regain their strength and independence. If you or someone you know needs help, we're here. Together, we can create a safer, brighter future. Visit FloridaWomen'sLawGroup.com or call 904-204-2359. Divorce for women, by women. Offices, Jacksonville.
Are you an experienced chiller technician and looking for a role where your skills are truly valued? It's time to make the move to Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. You'll get top pay, comprehensive health and welfare benefits for your family, and a pension that doesn't come out of your pocket. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Tom McManus, Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. It's time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day, as always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at Terminix.com. That's TERMINIX.com. We have no mosquitoes in our backyard and our front yard thanks to Terminix. They take care of all the pest control issues at our house, as well as Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town, because they do such a great job. They will do the same for you as they do for me. This is an easy one, and I want y'all to hear from Trevor Lawrence, too. So quickly, today's pest of the day, BJ Penn. Do you remember the former UFC fighter?
What did he do?
He's been arrested for the 6th time this year.
Goodness.
Just recently was arrested for beating up another gentleman.
Yeah, he gets in those fights.
Yeah,
I guess.
there's
Why would anybody challenge that guy?
I don't know.
That's part of it, but also because your background is in fighting, like you're going to beat them up, like you're going to destroy the other person, and then it's going to be a problem. Like if I got into a fight with Taylor, like neither one of us is probably going to jail because we just pull each other's hair, and that would be it. I'm not gonna. Well, okay. I suppose BJ Penn could pull someone's hair, but either way, we know what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's one of those dislocate your neck from your head or whatever off your body. But,
yeah.
Well, he's been in trouble for who knows, but I just don't look. I mean, obviously when you're in the fight game, you would think a lot of those fighters aren't looking to fight off, the training, because they train so hard and they train so hard in training that they're getting bruises. I mean, you hear you guys that are in the MMA, like during training, breaking their nose, breaking their, chipping a tooth, getting their face kicked in or whatever. So to think that they'd want to go out and fight somebody, maybe young kids, but he does find himself in trouble. I just wonder, like, do people know who he is, and do you really, challenge? Look, remember the football players that got in the fight in the bathroom, and those two MMA guys really messed them up.
Yeah.
They were college kids, if I recall. You just shouldn't be fighting, man. I tell you, my father, he always tell me there's always someone there's always somebody that knows whether they could pull out a knife and knows how to use it, pull out a gun, or just know how to beat you up. There's always somebody tougher. So
yeah, and his issues go beyond just like fighting a random person. Yeah. His mom had to file a restraining order against him. Yeah. He's been arrested for abuse of a family member or household member. So yes,
I feel like it may be time for him to stay in jail.
For a little
You're
while.
6 times arrested for different types of abuse and battery, aggravated assault, all these things.
Or
At
go
some
to a
point,
treatment center.
Yeah, something needs to be done at this point, because 6 times, like 1 time in a year, you're like, okay, what are you doing? 2 times, you're thinking about it. 6, like there's a problem there.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, let's switch gears. Let you hear a couple comments from Trevor Lawrence. He met with media just a little bit ago. He was asked if he is spending some extra time working with wide receiver Jakobi Meyers.
We'll spend some time. We just spent a little time today after practice. It's a balance, because you don't want to. He's been playing in Vegas all year too, so it's not like he's been chilling. He's been playing, and so he's got some miles on him from the season, so you don't want to overload a guy too much. You want to feel fresh going into Sunday. But as far as talking through stuff, the conversation has been pretty consistent throughout the day. And then today we're going to spend some time together too, going through some things and just getting on the same page. So that's important. And then getting as many extra reps as possible. But you also want to keep guys fresh for game day. And, you could run it a million times during the week, but you want him to feel good on Sunday, go out there and fly around, and which I don't think he'll have any problem with. He looked great today and, practiced hard, and it was good to see.
Yeah, they threw the ball around after the game. I mean, do I really have to throw it to him? Yeah, he's our new player. No, I'm just kidding. But they, listen, man, the chemistry might take a minute. You just never know. Hopefully not. I'm sure the terminology's pretty similar. Yeah. They all run the same kind of stuff anyway in the NFL, and it'll just be them getting on the same page for timing.
Yeah, and I think there's two sides to it. You have that hesitation of how long will it take for any sort of chemistry or them to be comfortable or him with the scheme, whatever. And then you have the side of nobody has film of Trevor and him together yet. So let them just go crazy this weekend. Yeah,
absolutely. All right, one more from Trevor Lawrence. He was asked about the Travis Hunter injury.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, just obviously the energy and juice he brings to the team, both sides of the ball, and the type of guy he is. He loves football, and I guess just seeing him not be out there is the worst part for him. I know he wants to be out there with us, and then the spark he is for our team. It's obviously huge. I mean, he's a big spark for us. Has made some huge plays, and he was continuing to get better and better. I think that's what I hate the most is like the development and just seeing him get better and better and our chemistry growing. Obviously, after that LA game, he kind of came along and made some huge plays, and so that's a bummer. But as far as guys stepping up, it was kind of the theme of the week after that, and then obviously how the game went, guys getting kind of dinged up and other guys having to step up. It was a big opportunity for our team, and guys answered the call. So got to continue to do it, but obviously bummed that Travis isn't going to be with us for a while.
And let's say hello to a guy who always answers the call.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hey, it's a great job getting that dub for the Jags in Vegas.
What a game. I mean, that was unbelievable. One of the best NFL games that I've seen in person. And Jaguars had a great contingent of fans out there, so well done. But yeah, fantastic game. Great win. We talked about it. A season shifter kind of game for him, and to get that win puts him in a great spot.
And you brought Jakobi Meyers with you.
Yes, that was good to see, and I thought a reasonable price. So he's going to be a big piece Sunday. Obviously, you got to feel like first one to 13 points has a good chance to win the game. And so, yeah, adding Jakobi certainly could help Sunday, but certainly, long term, I think really will make a big time impact for him. He's exactly what they need. They need a professional receiver, and the hope is that he can also pass along some things to this young room
on how to catch the ball.
On how to catch the ball, but just in terms of like the details of things, and it's always been a really young room, and so I think adding a player like Jakobi, seeing a lot of things, I think it'll help. So yeah, we'll get up to all that coming up on the Frangie Show. I had a chance to catch up with Josh Hines-Allen and Anton Harrison in the locker room today. So we'll play that. We've got the State Farm College Football Report. We've got Brett Hastings for Sports and Courts, and Kevin Kaplan talking injuries. So loaded Frangie show coming up.
Did you also come home with a piece of Ruben Chinyulu's jersey?
No. Good Lord. That was such a odd game. I'm not worried. Florida played average and Arizona played great, but there were some really peculiar. I guess it was opening night for everybody, but yeah, kind of tough whistle at times for the Gators in that one, but they'll be fine.
But I'm sure you enjoyed it. All right, thanks, Hayes. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, that'll do it for us today. No show tomorrow because, of course, Jaguars programming. So we'll be back with you on Friday. For Taylor Dahl, for Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders, for Josh Scobie for calling in earlier.
Josh.
I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you on Friday, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show comes up next right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Yeah.